episodes, and but I've been working on another series, Justified, and so I've been unavailable. I keep what they call put a pin in you, where they don't let him be hired by anybody else without letting us know. So I'm still hoping I get to come back for one more tip of the hat, one more. I mean, that character was to a very small degree a creation of my own. The only openly gay character on the island. And that came about because I think it was the first episode of the third season when I'm trying to get Kate to take a shower. And she says, not funny, I said, you're not my type. I decided, you know what, if she's not your type, then maybe Jack and Sawyer are. So from then on, I began to, in my mind, try to make love to them in every scene. For instance, the football throwing scene, the producers asked me at one point, they said, how could you be so bad with the football? I said, you don't understand. He's never thrown a football, but if Jack wants to throw one, he'll catch it, he'll do his best. Anything Jack wants to do, anything Sawyer wants to do. And so then they wrote that great scene for me where I come back and explain to Michael how the boat got and my lover's there. And the kid playing my lover was so cute. He's like, well, how do you think we sustain our relationship? And I said, pal, look at you and look at me. This is on a cash basis. I hate to tell you this. He's like, oh, I never thought of that. I said, yeah, like you're in love with me, but I'm on an island 51 weeks out of the year, and not to mention that I'm a little older than you are. So I took a great deal of satisfaction in that because I just felt like somebody should be, but nobody noticed. I have all these scenes where I'm loving Sawyer, and I'm just thinking, I'm looking at him, I'm memorizing everything, the way he moves, and nobody cares. They're all like, give him a gun, shoot him, what's up, where's the polar bear?
Were you given that kind of leeway with this character?
Oh, much more so. See, these knuckleheads here I've known for a while. The guy on the left, Scott Rosenberg, our big Mahafa, he wrote Con Air, a little family film I did a few years ago. It's family if you live next door to the Manson family. And so we've been pals for a long time. So there's leeway to do stuff, but I don't have to try to sneak it in with these guys. I can be a little more blatant, and they'll say, what the hell are you doing? And I tell them, it's like,
so were you doing like double duty with Justified?
No, we finished this, and then I did a 5-part arc on Justified. Once again, reverting to form, a hillbilly drug lord. I mean, in this, I'm like a loving grandpa and a man of law. Probably even a church member if we were ever to go that far with it. But so this is a stretch. This is acting in this. When I have a granddaughter, you know that somebody's taking some chances here. But have you guys seen any of it? Have they shown you the first episode? So you know that I have problems.
Yeah.
I have issues. I have major issues, and as it goes on, you'll find out what those issues are. My character knows. He knows way too much.
Do you bring anything from your personal life into these parts?
So from my personal life? Oh, I do, absolutely. When I get to the set, when I get to start someplace to start working, I am about as hard to read as I am right now. I mean, I get there and I'm ready to have a good time. I come with ideas and from my own life, and I brought a lot of ideas to this that I have not been able to use. When you're killing people and raping them and stabbing them and murdering them and burying them in shallow graves, how much of your personal life do you really get to bring to?
Hopefully not much.
So hopefully you don't have those things inside you. But I think in the fullness of this show, you'll see that I actually can be a nice guy.
Do you notice a major difference in working with a major network like ABC or FX?
Huge difference. And ABC is they have experience. So a lot of cable networks. I don't want to slam the cable networks because they're. When I broke into this business, there was only CBS, NBC, and ABC. This in the late 70s. There was nothing else. HBO only existed to show movies. There was no original programming being done by anybody else. So I'm completely happy that they're all doing this. I want Sci-Fi Channel. I want National Geographic. By God, they want to make one. I'm for it. But there is a big difference with ABC because there's a lot more pressure. The numbers game is not nearly as important in cable. I mean, cable, if you're getting 1.6, I'm not a numbers guy, but if you're getting 1.6 million, everybody's smoking cigars. If you're on a network and you're doing that, they're all, oh yeah, look at the time. But that's really outside of my bailiwick. That's their problem, thank God. Strangely enough, nobody's asked me to talk to the network.
About these darker characters you're playing, which hopefully you don't have too much in common with, what appeals to you about playing these kind of, not really necessarily villains, but...
Generally what appeals to me, this is a little weird, is the getting caught, the punishment for it. You know, it's like when I'm doing things, I know that I'm going to get caught, and I'm already looking forward to getting shot down. I'm already looking. I mean, look, I play dead really well. It drives my wife crazy. She can't stand it when I play dead. But I really look forward to the payoff, you know. And if it's not going to be there, then I try to finesse it. For instance, in Con Air, if you next time you see that movie, and God knows we all will since it's on some channel every day, my character never shoots anybody, never gets anything. I'm just a happy-go-lucky friendly guy. I'm sorry, can you say that? Yes. A happy-go-lucky friendly guy who wants to fly the plane, you know. And we were shooting that. I got off the plane, and the director said, "Why are you looking at the plane like that?" I said, "Dude, I'm a guy who can fly a plane. I've been locked in a cage for years. I'm going to fly that plane right now. That's all that matters, whether I die, whatever happens." And he's just a happy-go-lucky, you know, sort of like Donald Sutherland in Kelly's Heroes. The guy drove the tank. Was sort of my image for it. And they let me take it and run with it because everybody else was so bad. You got cannibals, mass murderers, freaks, geeks, child molesters, rapists. This is a whole scum of the earth. I'm not going to get into a scum battle with them. Who can be the meanest? Who can be the baddest? Especially not when you got to fly the plane. You know? And my friend, whenever they had a gun battle or something, I would tell the director, "I think Swamp Thing would be on the plane." He says, "Oh yeah, you're right." So I go back to the hotel. We were in Wendover, where the salt flats are. Horrible place. Sorry, Utah sucks. And I'd be up at the hotel by the pool. I could see down 3 miles away in the salt flats. Shit's blowing up. Smoke. At the end of the day, all my buddies would come in sunburned and dead. And I'm like, "Hey, have another margarita." And they're like, "You're not even going to be in this movie." I said, "Hello, have you ever seen a movie on an airplane?" They cut back to the cockpit every 30 seconds so you remember that it's an airplane. They're not some submarine or something. So, what was the question?
How would you describe Happy Town to lure fans in?
I would say this, in my opinion, the one thing that's missing on television today on all the shows is a town, a community. Where's the Mayberry? Where's the towns that we used to know? We knew the town that the Beaver lived in. Where's there a community? And I guess maybe I'm spitballing here, picket fences maybe, or some of those old shows from the 80s had towns that people lived in. This is a town. And a lot of people are urban people, you move to a city, you don't know anybody, and maybe you came from a small town. If you do, maybe this will see you'll go, "God, I got to go home and visit the people at home." Yeah, like we're going to do that. Or, that's one thing it has going for it. It is a town, and everybody there has that in common. Ironically, none of us sound like we're from the same place, which I found seeing nobody even attempted a Minnesota dialect, which at first I was like, wow, I'm not going to because I'll sound like a refugee from Fargo if I do. And then as it went on, I was like, it's actually kind of cool. It'll be, I shouldn't be saying this, it'll be cool to see if anybody notices it. The critics, everybody says, wow, how come all these people that all grew up in the same town have different dialects? Oh, maybe there's something at work there. Oh, you better rein me in here now. I'm getting ready to do it.
You talk about community. It's set in Minnesota, so does Minnesota itself and the region, and as well as the weather, does that become part of the characters?
It does. It does when it's cold. I mean, when we first started shooting the pilot, we were out on a frozen lake. I mean, it's like absolutely cold. I did a movie in Minnesota back in '92, The Mighty Ducks, and I spent the whole winter in Minneapolis. And they have a thing there, a frozen castle with lights in it. It's made out of big blocks they cut out of the river. It was still there when I left in the middle of April. I mean, it's cold. That is a dynamic that is at work. And but other than the weather, are we done? I see. There's the guy. This is the guy, the knucklehead I was referring to.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good time. I hope you like it.